Good morning. Myself is Hariman Pandey, and in this session, I will be covering constructor and basic features of constructor. At the end of the session, you will be in a position to define and explain constructor. So ultimately, the purpose is to explore constructor and its a feature. We will discuss some of the basic example, and we will analyze those example in order to make you understand what is the purpose of constructor and how it is effective in object-oriented programming such as C++. So here I have listed some of the learning outcome. So all in all, I have listed four learning outcome. So it is expected that at the end of the session, you all will be in a position to explain the purpose of using constructor. You will be in a position to define it, and you can understand and explain the features of constructor, and you can utilize it. The third learning outcome explains that implementing constructor with parameters. So we will be discussing different types of constructor and its implementation, and the different calls one can apply in order to use constructor. So we will talk on two types of call for constructor. One is implicit call and another one is explicit call. So we'll discuss the basic definition of constructor in the next slide. So here I have listed what is a constructor. So the first point which is listed here explains that constructor is called so uh, is because it construct, and what it construct the object for of the class. So the purpose of using constructor in object oriented programming, since we are dealing with object oriented programming, so each and everything will be based on object. So object will be used, or it can be utilized in order to make the communication among the different classes which one can use in writing the program. So in order to create or in order to construct the object for a class, we can utilize the feature of constructor. So in the example which is listed over here, demo d is equal to new demo. So this demo is the class name, and d is the object, and here you can see demo with this parenthesis, left and right parenthesis. This is constructor, and this constructor will construct, or it will initialize the object d for the class demo. And constructor is a special member for the class. So and it do not there is no need of return type for writing the constructor. When we are writing a constructor for a program or for a class, there is no need to set the return type, and that is the reason it is called as a special member function for the class. And it must be declared all the time in public section, by which it can be utilized outside the class, such as in main or in any other class. So here I have listed one example, and here you can see this example says that there is a class named demo, and in the public section of this class there is a constructor demo. So you can see that the declaration and definition is very similar to the function. So that is the reason here I have listed a special member function. But the difference is, for a function, when we write the function, as far as the prototype for the function is concerned, it needs a declaration of the function, a definition of the function, and calling of the function. And the return type for the function, we need to set in the in declaring the function. So here there is no return type for this constructor. So by default, the return type will be the class type. So here the class is demo. So as soon as this constructor will get called, it will return the object for this class demo. And in the main function, so the purpose of this constructor is very simple. It will simply display a message hello from constructor. So in the main function, uh, as soon as the control will get this message, in order to compile and execute the program, when we will compile this, control will move in the body of the main function. And after moving there, as soon as it will get this message demo d, immediately it will search for the constructor to construct or to initialize the object. Suppose here, since in this particular example I have given the constructor demo, for this class. So after getting this message that this statement demo d, control will search for the constructor. So control will move in the body of the class and in the body of the constructor and display the message hello from constructor. But what will happen if programmer has not written the message for constructor, or the body of the constructor is not given in the class? Then how to initialize or how to construct an object for the class? Then in such situation, the system will by default the control will create a default constructor in order to initialize the object for that particular class. So this demo d will move in the body of the constructor, and after moving in the body of this the constructor, there is a message hello from constructor. So this message will come as an output for the user or for the programmer. In the next slide, I have listed some of the feature which can be utilized for the better functioning of the program if the programmer is using constructor. So the first feature says that it can be declared or always declared in the public section. So in the previous example, you can see clearly that we have written a constructor demo, and it is written in the public section of the class demo. So this first feature says the same thing. So public demo is the constructor, and it has same name as the class name. Constructor always keeps the same name as the class name, and it must always be in it should always be in public section of the class. The second feature says that if declared. Now the question here is, if what will happen if we are declaring a constructor in protected section or a private section. So the reason is listed in the second point. If we are declaring in private section, then object can only be created inside the member function but serve no purpose. The meaning of this point is, here we are writing the object outside the body of the class. So since this constructor is given in public section, so as soon as compiler control will get this message demo d, it will search for the constructor. And if we are writing this constructor in place of writing in public section, if we are writing in private section, then it will not be the control will not be able to access it outside the body of the class. Then there will be a problem. Control will flash a error message or warning message. So that is the reason it is written here, serve no purpose. So it will serve only for the class, not outside the class. They are invoked automatically. So as I said, if we are not defining or declaring any constructor for a class, then control will create a default constructor, and it will use default constructor can be utilized for initializing and creating the constructing the object. The next point says that demo D creates an object D, the same explanation what I already explained for the previous example, and it will display a message hello from constructor. They do not have return type. Here you can see this this is the constructor, and there is no return type given for this function, this constructor. Sorry, I'm sorry. This is constructor, and there is no return type given for this demo. Because as soon as it will get called, it will return object, and that is the purpose of using the constructor. So what ultimately what we want to do, we want to construct the object. So since the return, there is no return type given for the constructor, so by default the return type will be class type, and class type means the data which whatever data we will get, it will be the object. And cannot, so even we cannot use void. So there is no return type given for the constructor, which I already explained. Constructor cannot be inherited. We discussed the inheritance in the previous classes, and if you want to inherit the constructor, then it is not possible to inherit the constructor in the derived class from the parent class. Some more features are listed here. Constructor are used to construct the object for the class, which is you have seen in the previous example. Constructor with no argument is known as default constructor. So here there is no argument given. We have not passed any argument in the body of this inside the parenthesis. So this is default constructor. And if we are passing the parameter, then it will be constructor with parameter. parameterized constructor. Sometimes we call it parameterized constructor. So default constructor for a class demo will be demo colon demo. So since here there is no parameter, so it is default constructor, and it is for the class demo because it has same name as the class name demo. We can pass parameter for a constructor just like a function. So here you can see demo is the constructor because it has the same name as the class name, and it has two parameter, int x and int y. And we can when we will call this constructor in the main function, it will look like this: demo 10 20. So in place of x we are passing 10, in place of y we are passing 20. There is no limit. There is no limit any number of constructor we can create for a class. So there is no restriction as such. And some more features are listed here. Constructor have default argument. Address of constructor cannot be taken. Constructor cannot be virtual. We discuss virtual in case of multiple inheritance to avoid the ambiguity situation. And constructor makes implicit call. So we will discuss call, implicit and explicit call in detail down the line of this session. Now in the next slide, we are going to discuss example in the same example in another way by applying the concept of default constructor. So here you have seen this demo colon demo. So this is default constructor. So we will be discussing more on default constructor, and we will see the declaration, the working style as the working style of this constructor will be very similar to function. We will first declare, then we will define, and then we will call, just like a function. So this is class demo, and in the public section, as we discussed, the feature of constructor is if we want to utilize the constructor in a fruitful manner, then it will be always declared in the public section. So here we are declaring the constructor. It is constructor because it has same name, there is no return type, and since we are defining this constructor outside the body of the class, so that is the reason we are using a scope resolution operator. So demo, this is the class name, scope resolution operator, demo, this is constructor, and we want to flash a message hello from constructor. And in the main function, what we are doing, we are simply declaring object D of class demo type. So the same, as soon as control will compiler control will get this message D demo D, immediately it will refer for it will refer to the constructor here, that is this constructor, and then it will search for the working style of the constructor. So it will control will move from this point, control will move from this point to the body of the constructor, that is in the definition section of the constructor. And after moving here, it will get the message hello from constructor. So as an output we will get the message hello from constructor. So the flow will be like demo D, then in the body of the public section where the constructor is declared, then it will search for the definition, that is the working style of the constructor, and flashes the message hello from constructor. And now we'll discuss, so this example is constructor without parameter. Now we'll discuss some of the example with parameter, constructor with parameter. So in order to make you understand constructor with where we are declaring arguments, so we can write as many parameter as we want, very similar to function, and um, very similar to function. And here I have given example, so we will discuss the example. So in this class, we have a class demo. In the private section, we have two data member A and B of integer type. So here this demo is the default constructor because there is default constructor with no parameter. So since we are not passing any parameter here, so this is constructor without parameter. So and what we are doing, we are setting initializing the value of A and B, which we have written here in the private section, and we are setting the value 0. So what we are saying, constructor with 0 parameter. So 0 argument constructor called, and we are calling a function show. The definition of this show is written down the line of the program. And here there is another constructor demo with two parameter, int x, int y. So we are utilizing constructor with parameter, and the value of x will go to the address of a, the value of y will go to the address of b, and this constructor will display a message which is written here in cout, two argument constructor called, and then again we are using this show function, so it will display the value of x, that is x and y, that is value of a and b, and sorry. The last constructor which we have written is one parameter constructor. So the value of a and b, we are initially we are assigning the value of x to a and b, and we are displaying the message one argument constructor, and then we are displaying with the help of show function, and then show is given over here, so it will display the value of a and b, and here we are ending the class. In the body of the main function, what we are doing, this call is for the default constructor demo d1. So as soon as control will get this message d1, it will immediately move to this constructor, and then it will find the value of a is equal to 0, b is equal to 0, so and it will display a message 0 argument constructor. And then when control will get this demo d2 10 20, so it will move to the second constructor. So 10 will be x, 20 will be y. Both the value of x and y will be assigned to a and b respectively, and then the message will get displayed to argument constructor, and with the help of show message we will be in a position to see, we can see the value of a and b. Now for the third constructor, only one parameter constructor, so it will direct the control to the third constructor with only one parameter. So the value of 30 is nothing but the value of x, which will get initialized into a, and which will be initialized into a and at the address of a and at the address of b, and there will be only one message which we can get is one argument constructor, and with the help of show again we can see the value of a and b. Now the last topic of today of this session is how to call. So there are two ways of calling the constructor. One is implicit call, another one is explicit call. So here I have given example of implicit call. So in case of implicit call, what will happen? The previous example talks explains the concept of implicit call. Same example is listed here. So demo d1, demo d2 10 20, demo d3 30 is the example of implicit call. So what we are doing in this case, in case of implicit call, we write the class name and then object name. So we write the class name and then object name. If we are passing the parameter, then we will pass the parameter in the same way as the constructor is declared and defined. But in case of explicit call of the constructor, what we'll do, we'll first write the name of the class, then object name, and we will initialize the constructor explicitly. So here you can see demo d1 is equal to assignment operator demo. So this is the constructor, and it will construct the object d1 for the default constructor. Demo 1020, it will construct the object d2 for the constructor with two parameters, and this is the third call of explicit this is third explicit call, and what it will do, it will initialize the object d3 for the third with the help of third constructor. And the conclusion of this session, in this session we will mainly discuss the constructor. It's a feature of the constructor. We discussed that constructor is a special member function because it has same name as the class name. There is no need of any return type for the constructor because it always returns object. So the return type for the constructor will be by default of a class type. There are various types of constructor, such as default constructor, parameterized constructor, copy constructor. We will discuss copy constructor in the next part of the same session of this topic, and then we discuss the implicit and explicit call. In case of implicit call, There is what we'll do, we'll simply write the class name and the object name, but in case of explicit call we have to separately explicitly call the object with the help of the constructor. And in the next part of this topic, constructor and destructor, we will be discussing constructor, other type of constructor, and destructor. So hopefully we will meet again. And the remark, I have given some of the remarks, so you can visit this site iucee.imports.com in order to access the videos, multiple choice questions, assignments. Even I have uploaded study material for each class. You can access from there. And today I have uploaded one survey for the course, and you are requested to please provide your feedback by which I can improve the course next time. And if for any query or for anything, you can send a mail to me on my email ID hmpande@met.edu. Thank you so much.